Hi everyone and welcome to the studio. So for the second tutorial for December, my patrons have been painting or will be painting a beautiful birdhouse with a cute little robin. I like to call it Home Sweet Home. It's a lovely tutorial and it includes all the techniques that we've covered previously, so it just gives you a lovely chance to practice those techniques and of course produce a lovely painting. So I thought, what better as a warm-up for this tutorial than a gorgeous little watercolour robin, and it's going to be a lot of fun and it just get you in the Christmas zone. Of course, painting robins is always a joy and I'm going to take you through it step by step. If you're enjoying these tutorials, then please do subscribe and like, leave me a lovely comment, that would be great. And if you want to take your art further, then of course you can join my Patreon channel, who get 2 tutorials a month and lots of other things included. I won't go into that now, but you can find all the information on my website at artbyboon.co.uk. So are you ready? Go grab your brushes and let's paint. As usual, I'll go through the materials I'm going to be using for this tutorial. So I've got a piece of Saunders Waterford and I cut it to this smaller shape. Colour-wise, I'm going for a Cadmium Yellow, the Sennelier Red, the Ultramarine Blue and a little bit of burnt Sienna. And excuse the state of my hands, I've been in the studio all day, they're a little bit grimy. Okay, big jug of clean water, always got a spray bottle, kitchen roll always handy as well, and I've got a size 8 brush. And as you can see, I'm using the piece of paper here as a palette. So just for you guys really, you can see how the colours are going to mix a lot better when I use a piece of paper like this. Drawing wise, I've just got this nice simple robin drawing, and you can find so many free photographs of robins online. Just, you know, and if you can't draw or you're not confident with your drawing, then just trace it off. But I've given him a really nice round belly, as you can see, and hardly any detail. It's just a very simplistic drawing. So what I think we'll do is we'll start by putting in his lovely red breast. So I'm going to need my spray bottle for that because I want to spray the colour and let it kind of explode from his beautiful chest. It sounds horrendous, that, doesn't it? Okay. I'm going to start with a bit of yellow first. So I'll load my brush with the yellow. And I'm just going to start to put in where I want that colour. I'm going to put it virtually all over the red area because I'm going to drop the red into that yellow. So we can come down. Let's have it nice and light on this side here. Bring that down. Oh, somewhere like that. We'll really exaggerate that belly. I'll clear my brush and I'll take some of the red. A cadmium red would work beautifully as well with this lovely red breast of the robin. And I just love that. Don't you love watching paint mixed together on the paper? Go around the little eye. I bring that down. Let it flood into that yellow area. Maybe bring out some little bits like that as well. Letting it blend in. So there, look, a bit more up here. I'm going to pull this shape out now. I'm going to use my brush, just a wet brush. Let's fuse that colour together. Let's just fuse those colours together and let the red kind of escape. In fact, I'm going to put a little bit more red into that escaped area. Now, that's optional, by the way. You don't have to do that. I kind of love doing that. And in a little minute, I'm going to give that a spray as well because I want to kind of break up the texture of it. It's still a little bit wet, so while I'm waiting, I'm going to take the yellow and a little bit of that red. I'm going to pop his lovely little feet in here. Just no messing about, just using the point of your brush just to draw that shape. That's all you want. Keeping it nice and simple. Oh, am I ready to spray? I'm going to give it a little spritz and then I'm going to let it completely dry. So let's just do that. I just love the way that you get that lovely texture within the wash when you spray into that. So yes, let's let this completely dry. This little chap is nice and dry now, so I'm ready to continue. And let's put the rest of the body in. Let's get all that in. So I'll just take some of that burnt sienna. Make a little puddle of that. And I'm going to start to add that to the body. So I'll just start by blocking in these areas here. There's the little head. I'll bring that round around the red of the eye there, look. And I know that he's got wings and things, but I'm just going to block in the whole shape. There we go. A little wing shape there, look. And I can even just bob in, just with the side of my brush, just a couple of little marks like that to suggest his gorgeous tail. Now, that is still wet, but we can do a little bit more. Let's put a bit of value underneath the body here. I do love the white, but I don't want it all to be white, so I'm going to take the Ultramarine Blue and I'm going to pop it underneath here. And this wash is wet, so it will run. It will run. That's okay. Don't panic. Please don't panic. There we go. I'm going to clean my brush and just smooth that out a little bit. Somehow a hair has creeped into my wash there. I'll try and retrieve that later. Just pushing it out. And I love the way that the browns just run into that. In fact, I'm going to take a bit of red as well and just drop a little bit of that in just to make that blue that little bit darker. We could, while we're waiting for it to dry, just kind of emphasise the little legs. So here I'll take the Ultramarine Blue and I'm going to bring it down like that. Bit of water. Let's do the other one as well. Let's bring that down. And maybe put a little shadow underneath these gorgeous little feet there, look. And you can see I'm not going for absolute detail here. It's just an illusion. It's just a lovely, soft, loose approach. A bit more red into that. Perfect. Soften that away a little bit as well. And I can pull the shadows out. I can pull them right out like that if I want to. I could add some snow there later if I felt like it. But for now, I think we need to let it dry. And again, I'm going to give it a little spritz because I want to break up this shape here of the brown. So just a quick little spritz. And again, that's just allowing that paint, especially here, to run into those blues. And that's something that is kind of scary. But if you want that lovely loose feel, then you have to take risks and be brave. So again, let's let this one completely dry. So my cute little Robin is nice and dry. I'm going to put in the eye now, and I'm going to put in the beak. And I would normally, you could use a black, couldn't you? But there's no point in reaching for the black when you've got all these colours to hand. So I'm going to take some of the red, and I'm going to take some of the blue, and mix a lovely, rich, dark purple colour. And that's better than black, isn't it? Let's put in the beak shape. So I'm going to bring that line underneath and block it in. Like so. I'd like to leave that little light on the top just to suggest the light catching the top of his beak. Let's put the eye in as well. So I'm going to put a circular shape in for the eye. I'm going to leave a little highlight. So there's my little highlight. So I'm going to just paint around that if I can. And I'm hoping as well to leave just a little round circle of light around his eye. Something like that. There we go. It's run a little tiny bit there, but don't worry about that. We can always lift that away. In fact, we could do that now. Just take a thirsty brush, just lift away a little bit of that pigment there that you don't want. Right, okay, so while we're waiting for that to dry, what can we do next? Should we put a little bit more detail into the body? Yeah, I think we should. Let's take our brown, and I'm going to add a little bit of the red to that and a touch of the blue. So I'm making it a richer, darker brown. And we can start by just separating the tail, can't we? So if I come in here and put a line and just drag my brush up like that, I can even push my brush into those shapes. And already we've got a lovely little tail, haven't we? Let's separate this wing shape here. So I've got this lovely kind of wing shape, so I can draw it in with my brush, and then I can come down and make it a little bit darker around there as well. And mix a little bit more of that mixture. Make it a little bit darker. Cleaning my brush and just softening away. I'm tempted to do some splatters as well. I might leave them till the last minute. Okay, here we can just kind of draw in some shapes like that that kind of remind us of feathers. Nothing too clever, just simple lines, softening them away with the brush. So we kind of lose them again, but you can just about make them out. You can have a few more there, look. Have as many as you like. And I'm going to darken around this section as well, just to a little bit more balance. Cleaning my brush, softening away. And he looks grand, doesn't he? He looks better already. I'd like a few more darks into that section. Oops, there's a blue. I'll add a bit more brown to that. I'm just making shapes appear more three-dimensional, and I can add water to that and soften it down, and of course I can spray it. I have every intentions of spraying this wash. There we go. I am going to give it a little splatter, I think. Just a little one, just up there, look. And maybe one just down there. And again, that is completely optional. You might not want to do that. It's completely up to you. Right, well, I find myself looking for things to do now, and I know I want to darken the breast itself, but I'm wondering whether just to let it dry or whether to take that risk. Do you know what? Let's go for it. Let's take the red again. I'll put a little bit of the yellow in, but I'm making it a stronger red this time. And I'm going to carefully paint around the eye shape with that darker colour. Leaving that little white if I can. And then I'll clean my brush. Just rolling in and rolling it into that wash and softening it down. I've lost a little bit of the spray texture, but I can always bring it back. There we go. And again, I'm in need of a good spray on this one, so I'm going to do that now. And it is almost finished, really. There's not a lot I'd like to do to this one. In fact, I would say it probably is finished, but maybe just a few little tiny details just before we say it's finished. So obviously I've got to let him completely dry. So as you can see, he's fully dry now, and sometimes it's nice to walk away from a painting. You can say it's finished or you're not sure. If you're unsure and you find yourself looking for things to do, walk away. I often do that. I walk away and then I come back and have a look. And I love the way you can just about see those little feathers without having to draw every feather. Just the little shapes I made here just suggest those feathers. I want to just do a little bit more tightening up now, so I'd like to put a dark against the wing shape here. So I'm going to take the brown again and do that. Maybe a bit of red into that as well. Why not? Even a bit of blue, just making it a bit darker. And let's find that shape again. So there's the little wing shape. So I'm confident now I can come underneath that shape. I could actually bring some of that paint down into the tail. There we go. And that looks better already, doesn't it? Very much aware that I'm doing too much. You're going to keep your eye on yourself. And I think just a little bit more dark, just underneath here, underneath this section here. Pull that in with a lovely dark blue. Just feathering that out with my brush. A couple of stronger little shadow lines. There we go. And he looks so much better. Right, someone tell me to put my brush down. That was fun, wasn't it? I hope you've enjoyed it. It's a lovely little subject, isn't it? Just a cute little robin. And of course you can do so many different things, can't you? Once you get the hang of painting one robin, I've got one here, just a little quickie I was working on, where I've got two little robins with a little bit of Christmas foliage there, look. Or even just taking your robin and putting him onto branches like this and having lovely foliage coming down. So many options, so many. But there you go. Practice that one, enjoy, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.